Hello, my name is Gabe Heller, and I play Ingress. Ingress is an augmented reality game in which the world is being flooded with exotic matter pouring into our universe from a parallel universe. Some people like this, and they're on green team. Some people don't like this, and they're on blue team. I'm on green team. I've played an awful lot of Ingress. I'm level 7, and there are only 8 levels in the game at the moment. I've done a lot for green team in Minneapolis, where I live. It's a traditionally blue city. There are a lot more blue players here than green, and yet I've managed to keep a reasonably large portion of the city in north and northeast of Minneapolis, mostly green most of the time, for the last month and a half or so. This morning, when I went to run Ingress, I was told that my client was out of date and I needed to update. Now, this is always a traumatic experience for me because I'm poor, and this was the only phone I could afford, a Motorola Droid 1. And every time an upgrade happens, it seems like the game becomes less and less playable for me on my old phone. Oh, look, my phone shut down while I was waiting for the app to come up. Oh, it's still loading. So I'm going to talk a lot about Ingress. Ingress is actually a very fun game. I wouldn't have played this much if it wasn't. Even though our team is losing, there's plenty for me to do. It's not as though when you're losing you've completely lost. You can go around and hack enemy portals and get experience for doing that and slowly level up. And there are some other green players in the neighborhood that I can coordinate with and have interesting events with. And also in the entire city of Minneapolis there are still quite a few green players, even though there are more blue players. Notice the screen is blank. Oh! So this is a really interesting animation that they have in the game. It's of a spinning globe with areas of blue and green on it. I don't think the areas of blue and green are actually updated according to the game. It's just a graphic. It's there for aesthetic value. And while I appreciate aesthetic value, it does slow the loading of the game down considerably. Oh, look, my phone shut off again. Let's try this again. It slows down the loading of the game considerably. And in fact, right now we're just sort of stuck at the end of the animation. I'm not sure what the phone's doing. Now, I believe it takes my phone 30 seconds to shut down. No, actually more than that, more like a minute. So, and as you can see, well, I can see from the timer on the camera, it's been at least 2 minutes since I started this application, and it's still loading. Now, when I initially started playing Ingress on this old phone, it was perfectly capable of keeping up. But they've made the graphics fancier and fancier, and they've made no way to turn off the fanciness if you happen to have an old and slow device, as I do. Another thing is that I can't afford a data plan either, so this is just basically a tablet with a keyboard in it, since the Droid 1 does have a keyboard, but basically just an Android tablet. That'd be like trying to play the game on an Android tablet that doesn't have capability of being a cell phone. Fortunately, Minneapolis, the city of Minneapolis, has public Wi-Fi. It's not as public as you might like. Oh, now we've had another minute. That's 3 minutes. Oh, good, the globe is gone. We are now scanning the local area. Before you can do anything in the game, you have to scan the local area, and that's what uses up your data plan. In this case, it uses up my connection with Minneapolis Wi-Fi. Fortunately, it doesn't get used up. It's not as public as you might like. You do have to pay $20 a month for it, but you get unlimited data at a relatively low rate of speed. Alright, we're now scanning the local area. Oh, it's not responding very quickly here. So you can see. Still scanning. I'm trying to zoom in. Or zoom out, actually. Hello? Hello, phone? Hello, Ingress? So this is kind of what playing Ingress has been like since the new update today. Oh, sorry. Activity Ingress and application Ingress is not responding. I've discovered actually that if I wait enough times, I eventually get to play. Although I have been doing an awful lot of reporting, too. Okay, so here we are waiting, and we're waiting. Still scanning the local area. Still not responding to my requests to zoom out. So I'll see if I can find some more things to say about Ingress. This looks like a kind of a 2D map, but if you look closer, you can see that the line here gets thinner as it goes into the distance. It's because all of this 2D map is being rendered in 3D, which is, you know, really kind of neat and fun to watch, but if it makes your phone respond as mine does, you really wish you could kind of turn it off. After all, the game is played on a 2D grid, I mean, a globe, but of the planet, basically a 2D map, in any small area that ever gets displayed on the screen. And so I don't see why you shouldn't be able to view it in 2D if 3D makes your phone run slow. There are all kinds of options for turning off the sound, for instance, and that helps a little bit. It speeds it up a little bit. There are options for well, there are other options. There are options, but not the ones that I would like, because I'd like to be able to play the game again, as I had been up until about this morning. Let's see. Okay, so as you can see, we're now getting 6 frames per second, a whopping 6 frames per second. There's a little ping that goes out regularly from your location here, sort of a circle ping, and you can see that it's slowly receding there into the distance. Oh, now we're at 1 frame per second? Yes, I believe we're at 1 frame per second. So this is pretty ridiculous, as you can see, and I really wish that it just, most other games do have options. Oh, the phone shut off again. Most other games do have options for turning off fancy graphics. Oh dear, the phone seems to have shut off completely. In any case, a lot of games out there on the market, especially those for the PC, which I grew up playing, have options to turn off fancy graphics so that you can play them on older machines if you happen to have an older machine. And we all agree that oh, look, it's rebooting. You'll notice that this is a mod. When I first bought this phone, the operating system was not actually capable of running Ingress, and they did not have an upgrade for this phone for the operating system that was capable of running Ingress, unless you rooted it. So I had to root it. I didn't actually have a choice in the matter. But like I said, I was nevertheless able to play Ingress on it quite a bit until this morning. It doesn't seem to like the stylus for opening the phone for some reason. Well, I guess I won't be playing much Ingress anytime soon. It's too bad. Goodbye.